Having feelings for someone can make even their worst habits look somehow charming and completely acceptable to you. When emotions are involved, your brain works very hard to justify everything your crush says and everything they do. But attraction and compatibility are two completely different things, and confusing them can cost you a great deal. Here are 7 types of crushes that psychology suggests you should recognize and seriously reconsider pursuing right now. Number 1. The one who runs hot and cold and keeps you permanently off balance. One day they text you constantly, the next day they vanish completely and leave every message sitting on unread. They show up when they want attention and disappear the moment you start expecting anything consistent from them at all. This pattern is not accidental, and it is not shyness. It is a behavioral cycle that keeps you chasing and them in control. Psychology calls this intermittent reinforcement, and research shows it creates stronger emotional attachment than consistent kindness does. You are not falling for them, you are becoming addicted to the unpredictable cycle they are running on you deliberately. Someone worth your time does not make you feel anxious about whether today is a good day or a disappearing day for them. You deserve consistency, not the exhausting work of trying to figure out which version of them will show up this time. Number 2. The one who keeps you close, specifically because your feelings make them feel better about themselves. They have never directly told you they like you, but they have also never done anything to discourage what you feel either. They know you have feelings for them, and they find this genuinely flattering and useful in ways they do not examine too closely. When they need encouragement, validation, or someone to remind them they are attractive and wanted, they come to find you. Research in social psychology confirms that people with fragile self-esteem often surround themselves with admirers they have no intention of dating. You are not a potential partner to this person. You are emotional fuel they draw on whenever their confidence needs a refill. The relationship feels intimate because they let you get close enough to keep giving, but never close enough to actually receive anything back. Genuine affection does not keep you permanently in a waiting room, hoping today is finally the day something real begins between you. Number 3. The one who uses humor as a weapon and calls it personality when someone gets hurt by it. They are entertaining in groups, quick with a joke, and always the loudest person in any room they walk into confidently. But pay attention to who the joke is usually about and what happens to their face when the target stops laughing first. If your crush regularly humiliates other people for a reaction and then responds to discomfort with, "It was just a joke," take note. Clinical psychology research is consistent on this point. People who demean others publicly often struggle with significant internal insecurity themselves. That insecurity does not stay aimed at strangers forever. In a closer relationship, it tends to find a more convenient and available target. The person who mocks others to get a laugh from the room will eventually look at you and see the same opportunity presenting itself. How someone treats people who cannot do anything for them is one of the most accurate previews of who they actually are inside. Number 4. The one who is charming to your face and visibly unkind to everyone else they encounter around you. They're warm and attentive when the two of you are alone. But watch what happens when a server gets an order slightly wrong. Watch how they speak to people in positions below them, how they talk about their friends when those friends are not in the room. The bad boy or bad girl aesthetic is a genuinely compelling cultural myth, but the reality of living inside it is considerably less romantic. Journal of Personality Research found that chronic rudeness toward others is a stable personality trait, not a phase or a situational response. This stable means it does not go away when the relationship gets more serious. It expands to include whoever is closest to them now. You may be the exception today, but exceptions have an expiration date, and you will not see it coming until it has already arrived. Someone who cannot treat strangers with basic decency is showing you their character, and character does not change because you are special. Number 5. The one whose history with commitment tells you exactly what your future with them will look like already. You have heard the stories, from friends, from their own exes, from the way they tell those stories themselves, without any remorse. They have been unfaithful before, more than once, and each time there is a new explanation for why that situation was different. Research published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior found that prior infidelity makes a person 3 times more likely to cheat again. 3 times. Not slightly elevated risk, not marginally more likely. 3 times the probability of experiencing the same outcome again. Cheating is rarely a one-time mistake caused entirely by circumstances. It usually reflects a deeper conflict with commitment itself. That conflict does not resolve because they have met someone new. It resolves when they do serious and deliberate internal work on it. You cannot love someone into becoming faithful if they have not yet decided that fidelity is something they actually want for themselves. Number 6. The one who accepts every favor you offer and never once wonders what it is costing you to keep giving them things. You drive them places, cover for them, help them with things that have nothing to do with you, and they accept all of it easily. They have a natural talent for being in need at exactly the moments when you are most motivated to prove how much you care. The favors feel like connection, because doing things for someone you like produces genuine warmth that your brain interprets as closeness. University of Michigan relationship research confirms that one-sided giving without reciprocity consistently produces resentment over affection in the long run. You are not building a relationship with this person. You are auditioning for a role they have no intention of officially casting you in. Therapy can be genuinely useful if you notice a pattern of falling for people who primarily need something from you specifically. Someone who genuinely likes you will be as interested in what you need as they are in what you are willing to provide for them. Number 7. The one who slowly and systematically tries to become the most important relationship in your entire life by eliminating the others. It starts small. A comment about how your friends do not really understand you the way they do, which sounds like intimacy at first. Then it becomes a preference. They would rather you cancel plans with other people so you can spend that time with them instead. Then it becomes an expectation. Then a source of conflict. And by then, your other relationships have already started quietly dissolving around you. The National Domestic Violence Hotline identifies isolation is one of the earliest and most reliable warning signs of an abusive dynamic developing. Healthy attraction expands your world. It introduces you to new people, new experiences, and a fuller version of your own life. Toxic attraction contracts your world until the person doing the contracting is the only one left standing inside what remains of it. If someone is trying to become your everything, examine very carefully whether they are doing that out of love or out of control. Here is what connects all 7 of these patterns and why they are worth understanding before you are already inside one of them. None of these people are necessarily cruel on purpose, and none of them are wearing a sign that announces what they are doing. They often present as exciting, magnetic, in need of saving, or simply misunderstood, which is part of what makes them compelling. But attraction that consistently costs you your peace, your confidence, your friendships, or your sense of self is not love at all. It is worth asking whether the butterflies you feel around someone are excitement or whether they are actually anxiety wearing a familiar disguise. You deserve someone whose presence in your life makes you feel more like yourself, not less, and more secure, not perpetually uncertain. Recognizing these patterns early is not cynicism. It is the specific kind of self-respect that protects you before the damage is already done.